It's the most wonderful time of the year. And isn't it the best period to spend with friends? Hi, I'm Clive. Let's go down memory lane and recall all the funniest jokes and scenes from Friends Christmas and New Year episodes.
Oh, Merry Christmas!
In Season 1, the gang celebrated Christmas and New Year's together for the first time. The episode began with Ross presenting everyone with his new friend, Marcel the Capuchin Monkey.
Hey, that monkey's got a Ross on his ass.
In that episode, we heard Phoebe's Christmas songs for the first time and begged to hear something other than the 12 songs she prepared about her mother's suicide.
I made a man with eyes of coal and a smile so bewitching.
Everything started off so great, right?
How was I supposed to know that my mom was dead in the kitchen?
Yeah, not the kind of holiday cheer we all expected to hear. But the Friends' troubles didn't end there, because, as Chandler put it, the gang faced the terrible pressures of the holiday and didn't have anyone to kiss when the ball dropped. After all, it was the first time none of them had a partner to spend New Year's Eve with.
Somebody kiss me, it's midnight! Somebody kiss me, it's midnight! It's one time! Yeah.
Well, he could have done worse, right? In the second season, the gang's Christmas party wasn't perfect either. Remember how the thermostat broke in Monica and Rachel's apartment? And it was boiling hot in there?
Hey, get in line, buddy. I was next.
In the meantime, Phoebe went to see her dad for the first time, along with Chandler and Joey.
2 hours, I'm gonna have a dad. Yeesh.
But then, it turned out that she wasn't ready to meet him. Nevertheless, the party turned out to be pretty great, and even the heat problem was fixed.
Hey, Monica, the knob was broken, so I just turned it off from underneath. I hope that's all right.
And then, Joey and Chandler gave everyone the most unique Christmas presents ever.
Oh, toilet seat covers.
Well, at least they were budget-friendly.
You got me a cola drink and a lemon lime.
Would you like to receive any of those gifts this holiday season? The third season showed us the Night of the Living Dead Christmas trees. Don't you remember? Joey was selling Christmas trees in that episode, while Phoebe hated the idea of innocent trees being cut down in their prime and their corpses being grotesquely decorated with tinsel and twinkly lights. That was classic Phoebe, and we loved her for that. But the most horrible thing for her happened when she learned what they did with the old trees that didn't fulfill their Christmas destiny. So, the gang decided to help Phoebe out and purchased all the old guys.
Merry Christmas!
In the same episode, Rachel decided to fulfill her destiny by quitting her job at Central Perk and getting a position in the fashion industry.
As of this moment, I will never have to make coffee again.
Yeah, that was definitely a life changer for her. The fourth season didn't really show us a classic Christmas episode with a party or anything. But still, it had a few holiday cheer moments. The biggest one of them was, of course, Phoebe's song that she wrote for everyone.
Please tell Joey Christmas will be snowing.
But she struggled to find a rhyme for some of her friends' names, so the song's ending was a bit weird.
Rachel and Chandler, how's your England?
But I'm sure that they were still happy they were included in her song, at least in some way. For Rachel, it wasn't the best Christmas ever because she was single, and Chandler wasn't great at setting her up with a guy from his office.
You told this guy that I was looking for a fling? You don't tell the guy that!
And then Chandler told him that Rachel was looking for a serious relationship. So the guy ended things with her right away.
You idiot!
I'm sure you're right, but why?
Saying that Rachel was upset is an understatement.
Oh, this sucks. Being alone sucks.
It's understandable. Being alone during the holiday season is hard. But next year, she did have someone to celebrate it with. Although it also didn't go as planned. The fifth season's Christmas episode started with Rachel going out on a date with her new neighbor, Danny. He was a nice guy, but as it turned out, he had quite an unusual relationship with his sister.
You are so dead. I'm gonna get you.
Well, it's not the kind of behavior you'd expect to see from adult siblings, right? And there was more. And at the end of the episode, they were going to have a bath together. So that was it for Rachel and Danny's relationship. Not really Christmassy, right? But once again, Phoebe was the one to bring us all the holiday cheer. She volunteered as a bell ringer for the Salvation Army.
Happy holidays. Here's your joy. Thank you.
But it made her realize how cruel the city could be, even during holidays. So she had to revert back to Street Phoebe.
Is this a Canadian coin? Get out of here!
But that didn't help, and she lost her spot. Well, I'm sure that it was for the best, because, as she said herself, Street Phoebe wouldn't have been friends with everyone else. Now, it's time for a memorable mention from Season 5. Remember the episode where all of the friends gave their New Year's resolutions? Ross promised to do something new every day.
Ross is wearing leather pants.
Rachel decided not to gossip anymore.
Oh, no, I can't tell you, and you tell me what you know.
Well, I can't tell you what I know.
Well, then I can't tell you what I know.
Okay, fine.
Phoebe wanted to learn how to pilot a commercial jet.
I'm gonna go to the airport. I figure if I hang around there long enough, someone's bound to leave one of those planes unattended.
But the best one was, Chandler had to stop making fun of his friends.
Oh, guess what? I have a date with Elizabeth Hornswoggle.
Do I have to remind you that none of these resolutions were fulfilled? Moving on to Season 6. Monica and Chandler moved in together in this season, and Joey found a new roommate, a beautiful girl named Janine. He tried to hook up with her, but no luck, until they went to Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Ross and Monica tagged along with them because they were huge fans of the show, and there, we saw their unforgettable routine. It was indeed something. Now tell us honestly, have you ever tried to learn the routine at home? Share in the comments if you have. And in the meantime, the rest of the guys were at home, with Rachel and Phoebe looking for Monica's Christmas presents. It turns out they do it every single year, but never find them.
Do you really think I'd hide presents under the couch?
But this time, luck was on their side because they finally found their presents.
Do you know how long it took me to find you that water purifier?
That's what you got me?
I wonder if she managed to get him something else for Christmas. The holiday season episode in Season 7 was probably the most memorable. After all, you don't often see Santa, the holiday armadillo, and Superman in the same room at Christmas. It all started with Ross trying to tell his son about Hanukkah, but Ben didn't want to listen and only wanted to see Santa. Since Ross couldn't find a Santa costume so close to Christmas, he came as a holiday armadillo, and it was hilarious.
I'm Santa's representative for all the southern states.
As soon as it seemed like Ross's plan was beginning to work and Ben began listening to what Hanukkah was about, Santa finally came.
What are you doing here, weird turtle man?
Sure, Ross got upset that he took all the attention, but I do know who got the most excited about Chandler in a Santa costume.
You think you can keep it another night?
Santa? Really?
Well, Monica was a good girl that year, so it's no wonder that Santa came to her. And when Ross just started telling his Hanukkah story once again, someone else showed up.
Merry Christmas!
What can I say? It was probably the most exciting Christmas Ben had ever had. The following year, Monica and Chandler had their first Christmas as a married couple, and they were probably pretty excited. But Ross wasn't excited at all because he faced a serious challenge. His new girlfriend, Mona, wanted them to send out Christmas cards together, but Ross wasn't ready for it. When he said that they weren't there yet, Mona asked him a logical question.
Where are we?
And the best reply Ross could come up with was,
Let's do the card.
well, it wasn't right, of course, but Ross was having a hard time talking to Mona about their relationship.
It's going somewhere fun.
He was just unstoppable.
I mean, you look like you're getting younger by the second. What's your secret?
But the best part was,
We're having fun. You look young.
and that, according to Ross, was where the relationship was going. Wasn't this monologue just pure gold? And as a result of it all, he gave her the keys to his apartment. Dare I say that it was the most confusing Christmas for Ross? But the next holiday season proved to be even more challenging for another friend, Chandler. He was working in Tulsa at the time and had to spend Christmas Eve away from home. Sure, it was hard for him to be alone during the holidays, but what made things even harder was his pretty colleague hitting on him.
No. No. No.
Chandler didn't give her any chance, gushing about his amazing wife.
Beautiful and smart, and if she were here right now, she'd kick your ass.
And eventually, he quit his job and came back to New York.
Look at that, it's a Christmas miracle.
That was probably the least fun, but the most realistic Christmas episode in Friends. And it was lovely with all those flashbacks that reminded us of Chandler and Monica's romance. Thank God, Chandler was brave enough to quit the job he always hated, and the gang eventually got to spend the holidays together. The 10th season didn't have an episode showing the gang celebrating Christmas, but still, it's worth mentioning for one wonderful wintry episode, the one with Phoebe's wedding. Remember? There was a horrible snowstorm, so all their wedding plans were ruined. But it was for the best, because Phoebe and Mike got to have the most beautiful ceremony ever, with all their friends around in a winter wonderland just outside the Central Park. It was amazing. Ross was probably the only one who wasn't happy because he got stuck with Mike's family dog.
Jeez, Ross, you could have showered.
It's the dog.
Monica got a bit too involved in the wedding planning and forgot her other role.
We've got a broken arrow, bridesmaid down. Oh, it's me.
Chandler got to walk Phoebe down the aisle, and Phoebe herself was brave enough to show up with no coat, covering her gorgeous wedding dress.
Could someone get me a coat? I'm freaking freezing.
Tell us in the comments if this wedding was your favorite one in Friends. So, despite the world pandemic and all your Christmas plans that might be canceled, at least we can still spend the holiday season with friends and family at home. Just like our favorite sitcom demonstrated, it can still be a lot of fun.
And hey, here's to a lousy Christmas.
And a crappy New Year.
And don't forget to stay awesome.